Is that means we live? That means we live. But what's up, everybody? It's your boy Kid Smooth and my right hand man, Big Irv, man. And I guess it's gonna be a short party tonight. We doing a one-on-one.
Let's get it. Let's have some fun with this.
Yeah, it's the LTG podcast 60-minute edition. But yep. I guess I don't know where E-Rock is spilt out. We were just in a party with him, but it looks like it's just us two, but it's okay. I haven't done one of these in a while, just two people, so see how many topics we get across. But before we get into today's topics, I know there's a lot of news going on. What you playing, Bigger? We've been hit with a lot of these games these holidays. What's been on your TV this week?
I tell you what, I didn't expect it, especially after starting Rise of the Tomb Raider, but I've kind of been on Fallout kind of a good amount of I didn't expect it. I thought I was going to get Fallout just because it would be a game that I could just pick up and just roll on whenever I'm just want to play a game like that. But yeah, I'm stuck on Fallout. I just broke off of it and we started playing some basketball right now. But yeah, Fallout is my game right now.
Fallout. Nah, yeah. Every time I start Fallout, I get bored and I stop playing. I literally just stop.
Literally Fallout.
I fall out of interest with the game. So God bless those who keep interest in the game and they do a lot in the game. Me personally, my patience isn't really there for it. Actually, this is going to say, I know I'm gonna get flack for this, but Fallout is a game that somebody has to just teach me how to play. Like, teach me how to pay attention. Yeah. Because it's like I'll start the game and then I'm just like, okay, now what? It just never Fallout. And if you look at my history with Fallout 3, it's like the same thing. I think I got out the vault and I was like, okay, now what? So I don't know, man. It just never holds me. But shout out to those who keep striving and who's already at level 50 and all that shit in the game. I mean, I think I'm only at level 2 and I'm probably going to remain there until I decide to play the game.
Nah, I mean, I ain't at no 50, but I'm close to level 10 right now. But I think it was a lot of things that I missed coming out of the vault that I actually had to get, and it's made me go back and pay attention to a lot more stuff. But Fallout is basically a game that it's either you like it or you don't. But if you like it, you can't get out of it. Like, yeah. I heard a few people's reviews how they didn't like certain parts of Fallout, and I was just like, that's what they were looking for. Like, you don't like it, but that's what they were looking for when they created the game.
Yeah, like the thing is, to be honest, I couldn't tell you what I don't or don't like. I don't have anything that I don't like about the game. I just don't have anything that I like about the game.
It just doesn't catch your attention. I mean,
it just not catch my attention, man. And I told you, like I said, if I wasn't game sharing, I wouldn't own the game because, like, the only reason why I had Fallout 3 is because it was due to hype pressure. Like, everybody, you getting Fallout 3, man? You getting Fallout 3? You gotta get Fallout 3. I'm like, okay. So went to the store, pre-ordered it, went to the Midnight Madness for Fallout 3, got home, popped it in. I'm like, okay. And I stopped playing it, and then I think Gears of War 2 came out like a couple of weeks later. So that's what it was. It just wasn't me.
All right, the crazy thing that got me into Fallout, when Fallout 3 came out, I wasn't even on it. Like, it wasn't even on my radar. And then I started noticing, like, this was like when I first started working in retail, and it went on clearance, and then they had all the DLC on clearance. So I ended up getting Fallout 3 and all 5 of the DLC packs. At that time, it was on discs. I got all of those, I think, for about $25 total. And I just got stuck into it.
Okay.
But I started looking at it like, okay, this might be another Skyrim. Then I realized it wasn't even close. And then I was like, okay, I guess I can kind of get into this. But going into it, I was basically, back then, I was just a sports and Japanese game player. Now I'm not a Japanese game player, and I'm playing more exploration games now.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, and the thing about Fallout is obviously highly successful. Everybody's on it. When I go to my friends list, I see a lot of people playing it, and I'd be like, "Damn, this dude's already a level this," and like, and I get jealous because I'm like, why can't I just put the attention and play and have the same amount of fun? But while everybody was playing Fallout, though, I was playing greatness, and greatness was Rise of the Tomb Raider. That's the I couldn't get off. Like I was gonna rotate like 3 games, and I end up just playing like Rise of the Tomb Raider, and then when my friends wanted to play Halo, I put in Halo, and then when we got our ass kicked, I went back to Rise of the Tomb Raider, man, and I just kept playing it until I beat it. So,
yeah, I agree with that, man. I think Rise of the Tomb Raider is going to be my weekend special this weekend. I have to finish that game because I got so immersed into it, and I felt bad that I started playing Fallout, and I picked up NBA 2K after the 3rd patch, which I wish I didn't because it's always that one game-breaking patch for 2K. But hopefully, I might get into that a little later. But yeah, Rise of the Tomb Raider, like it's been some good games coming out, man. I'm enjoying myself right now.
Yeah, this is a beautiful time for gaming. I actually might return back to some of my older games. Live might get some more touches. I haven't played live in it feels like 2 months. I probably won't turn 2K back on. And but as far as games, just looking at my friends list, everybody's playing different games. You know, people are playing Fallout, people are playing Tomb Raider, people are playing Halo, Call of Duty. Battlefront is getting some love, but it's not taking over my friends list, which I'm happy to see. I'm happy to see a little bit of diversity between all the games and whatnot. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on. Especially, I don't know if you heard about what you had the Sony executive making fun of the Tomb Raider sales in the UK.
Yeah,
did you hear about that?
Trash. I heard that trash.
What are your thoughts? Does he have a point?
If UK was the entire world, he would have an excellent point, but it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what games average in the UK. You know what I mean? I know gaming is big out there, but as far as what he says, they kind of just ragged on it like, oh, it shouldn't have came out the same day as Fallout. They also went on to say like, oh, it'll definitely sell better on the PS4. It's like I feel like Sony, their executive, engaged on like the fanboy war content. You know what I mean? I understand. Yeah. I guess it's okay for them to do it because they're the ones like, you know, I guess making this stuff. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If I'm PlayStation president, right? If president of PlayStation, I should be allowed to partake in fanboying for my product, right? Technically, but the thing is, it doesn't help the community at all because it's like they instigate it. You know what I mean? So and then it's like a never-ending thing. So you have Phil Spencer, Xbox guys, always congratulating Sony for milestones and all this other shit, and then on the other end, they'll take every opportunity to throw shade at something Xbox related. It's kind of crazy. So I mean, I looked at it and I'm like, man, you know, this dude, they just either in their feelings because we know Xbox has swept the month of October with the top selling software and top selling hardware. So I mean, if they ain't shade, I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like everybody keeps saying they hate the fact that certain games are exclusive, this and that. Look, right now, in the last, let's just say going back to Halo 5, do you guys realize that we have a good quality of games right now that's just has our mind blown? This is what we wanted when we thought next gen. We wanted games to come back to back just like this. And now that it is, people are finding things to argue about. And right now, it's Rise of the Tomb Raider you're picking on. I remember when Fallout came out, it was the frame rate for Fallout. Like Rise of the Tomb Raider kind of went under the radar and got good reviews and everything. But now it's like everybody wants to jump on Rise of the Tomb Raider now.
Yeah, the thing is, because there's nothing wrong with Rise of the Tomb Raider as a game. You know, Rise of the Tomb Raider is freaking amazing. You know what I mean? Yes. It's amazing. It's a beautiful game. It looks good. It plays well. The one thing I don't think I got to mention in my review of the game is that it's one thing for a game to look good. We expect games to look good this generation. I mean, even though most games have been average, we want games to look good because we think they should. But the thing about Tomb Raider, feels good. It's immersive. Like every time when you when a storm is coming, when a snowstorm is coming, you feel it in the controller, and not only you feel it, you hear it. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And then you see it, and it's like you have like a natural reaction to it. And I thought that was so cool. And the thing is, it was like the littlest details. Like she fixed her hair every about 5 minutes. She fixes her hair. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, that is crazy. And her body language when she's talking to people. It's the little things like that that other video games don't really implement very well or don't pay attention to because they assume the whoever's playing is not going to pay attention to those level of detail. And the job they did with Rise of the Tomb Raider is just epic. For those like if you don't play that game before the year ends, I don't know what you're doing, man. So in there, I know there's going to be those who wait for the PlayStation 4 version. I don't know how better it can get. I don't think it will, but when they do get it, it's an amazing game. You know what I mean? Hopefully, they buy it, and hopefully, I don't know what the North America sales for the game is, but hopefully it does good. And hopefully it does well during the holiday, and hopefully a lot of people will be opening that game up this Christmas.
Yeah, I think like it was a few sales that went on this past week that might help Tomb Raider out a little bit.
Your store still doing that buy two get one. I might have to hit up that. Yeah,
it was over on last Saturday was the last day for it.
Okay,
because I kind of wish it would have happened this week, so I could have got Battlefront instead of Call of Duty. But that was the only reason I got Call of Duty. It was just because that was the free game.
You got the free game, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so sales like that is good because it increases like the software sales, for the industry during that time. So
exactly, like a lot of people were
buying games.
Yeah, a lot of people.
What's crazy? Between sales like that and then the Microsoft bundles, you could be walking home with about 12 games. Yeah, that is crazy.
Because especially Black Friday. All right, if you guys really want to wait a full year to play this game, fine. But you have your best opportunity this Black Friday. You can easily get Battlefront, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Fallout, Need for Speed, whatever game you want. Any two of those games, basically cheaper than what you would get just for the console by itself.
Yeah.
As well as an extra controller. I mean, come on. Like it's a lot of different sales going on this holiday season. There's no excuse.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like sometimes I've like, man, I'll be surprised. Sometimes I wouldn't be surprised if I bought home a second Xbox. Well, in my case, a third or a fourth. But the thing is, right now, I'm going through some issues in regards to, I don't know if you follow me on Twitter, but my TV.
Oh yeah,
heartbreaking. I'm not playing on my 4K curve because it's currently out of commission. I'm playing on my throwback. What is this, babe? Like a 42-inch or what size is this TV? 42? Little? No size, just little. 42-inch, I guess, TV, and it's different. It's not the same. It is not the same.
Come on, but you go from 4K to, as your wife would say, little TV. Let's just have a moment of silence.
Yeah. So hopefully hopefully Samsung, hopefully it's still under warranty and I gets replaced soon. Otherwise I'm gonna have to fork up something and replace it. But until then I'm doing good. I mean, I was supposed to pick up a PlayStation today. I just never made it out there, so I'll figure I'll do it tomorrow. If not, I don't know. I put a voting if I should pick up the PlayStation or the Elite controller. But the thing is, if the GameStop, what will be the deal breaker if I walk into my GameStop and they still don't have the Elite controllers in stock, and then I'll pick up the PS4. But if they have the Elite controller in stock, I'll pick up the Elite controller.
Yeah, I kind of wasn't in a hurry to get the Elite controller because the next best thing that comes out always gets sold out very fast. So yeah. I wanted to bring my expectations down so I wouldn't pressure myself to be looking all around town to find one.
Now, there's a lot of people saying the Elite controller should be standard for like the next generation, for the next Xbox. So whatever the next, whether it be the Xbox hybrid or every future Xbox that come out, that Elite controller should be the standard.
Yeah,
Do you agree?
I agree, but if they're going to go at that certain price point, everybody can't afford that type of controller. Like it's already bad enough people can't even afford these controllers right now, but if they find a way to make the same technology extremely cheaper, then I will agree with that. But at the current price point, a lot of people won't be able to get that.
Yeah, I mean, at this rate, that Elite controller is about half the price of an Xbox.
Yeah, basically. So you're thinking about, dang, I could put a down payment on another console or get this controller. And right now, you're like, hey, I could get this game or get this.
Or controller. You can trade in a console and buy the controller.
Oh man, I got some crazy stories about people doing stuff like that.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, if you trade in any of these consoles, especially if you do it with GameStop, they're going to give you just enough to buy the controller.
Buy a controller, yeah,
or less.
And that's nuts.
So the controller is worth more than an Xbox 360 and a PlayStation 3 combined. Well,
PlayStation 3 is useless right now.
Yeah,
like if you have a PS3 and you want to upgrade, but if you have 360, you want to upgrade it, you might think about it.
Yeah. No, sometimes Microsoft adds value to the PS3.
Exactly.
By offering like they give you like what $150 more dollars to towards the value if you pick up an Xbox One. So speaking of. They did that year. They did that year 2, last fall. They did that at the Microsoft store. If you bought in a PlayStation 3, or an Xbox 360 in small writing, it made it look like where if you bought it in the PS3, you get $100 towards an Xbox One. That's what they did last year, which was pretty cool. Now, the thing is like Halo. Microsoft had a great month in October. Halo only seen 4 days. Came out October 27th, was the top selling game of October, and Xbox won the hardware NPDs for the month of October. And I would like to say at this point they're thriving because the last couple, even with Xbox winning like the holidays, last year, there wasn't a game that won that month, and for Halo 5 to do that, it's not surprising, but it is good to see because it's been a while. Mm-hmm. And the crazy thing is, while this all was going on, all we got was like really press, like kind of trying to downplay the success the Xbox One had. So we had a report that Halo 5 only sold, I want to say 935,000. Under 1 million. There was a report, and then there was another report that said Halo 5 sold the least amount of Xbox Ones. I'm like, really? That's the focus?
Yeah,
like that is the focus now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people, no matter how great something does, people want to find one thing to just punch you in the chest when you're not looking.
So yeah, and that's the crazy thing. And so I mean, right now it's November. I'm interested to see what the top 10 games were this month in November. I'm interested to see how Battlefront did, how Call of Duty did, how Halo performed versus these games. And then the top selling console, PlayStation had 2-3 bundles going that came in November. The Xbox One actually had quite a few bundles also in November. And so I just want to see how every one of them fared. And hopefully, it's Xbox come out on top in November. A lot of people thought that PlayStation was going to take the remainder of the holiday season. Me personally, I think the Xbox One, as far as sales go, can go up until like January, probably fall back in February and March, take April, fall back, and it'll be like back and forth in 2016. But that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, that's basically how I feel as well.
And then what else happened? Let's see. And you had a question. You had a question in the chat. You said, "Have we bought our last game of 2015.
Yeah.
Have you bought your last game of 2015?
Oh my goodness. Me personally, I think I'm gonna get Battlefront, but if I don't, I believe I have purchased my last game for 2015.
Oh, so it's down to Battlefront. All
It's
right.
down
What
to
about
Battlefront.
Just Cause 3?
Depending on, I'm gonna look at some video on that game because I do like Just Cause 2. I'm gonna look at some video on that game and see how I feel about it. But I think I might wait till 2016 to actually purchase that, and Rainbow Six as well.
Rainbow Six, yeah, I'm definitely not buying Rainbow Six. Just Cause 3, I have some, I have interest in. The thing about it looks good, but the thing is about Just Cause, I haven't played Just Cause 1 and 2. I have Just Cause 2 because for some reason I had it in the backwards compatibility. I don't know how, but I have it.
They gave it to us free on Games with Gold.
Oh, okay.
So you probably downloaded it and then forgot about it.
Never downloaded it. I can tell you that right now because I don't think I had 360 when it was Games with Gold, bro. Like when the Xbox One came out, I didn't have a 360 anymore.
I'm trying to remember because it was before Xbox One came out though when it was Games with Gold.
Oh,
yeah, it was a Games with Gold for a while.
Okay, so all right. So the thing is my question to you because you might be more familiar with Just Cause than I am. I like it looks cool. It's open world, fun shooting action. Now my question is it like a forced open world game where you're forced to play a certain way? Like for example, you know how in Sunset Overdrive, me personally, I love Sunset Overdrive, but some people didn't like Sunset Overdrive because it's open world and stuff, but the forced thing you had to do was grind and traverse and all that stuff, right? You couldn't just run up, free roam, or do anything like that. You had to, use the game how it was made. It's Just Cause like that where you always got to grapple and you always got to fly off of some shit or drive in back of a car. Like, I mean, not to make that sound bad, but is it like that or can I play how I want?
You can play how you want. Now, that part that you just described is a different aspect to the game that makes it that much better, especially on certain missions. But I want to say this is a bad comparison, but it's a more exciting version of Far Cry. So if you feel like Far Cry was a solid game, then pump it up a little bit and add some height and open world type of stuff to Just Cause, and then that's the type of game that you have. Like they have missions for you to make it straight and a grind, but it's not that much of a grind to where it takes you out of the game.
Okay. So pretty much it's one of those type of games where you kind of you have to play a certain way or you're like forced to do things. So can I get through the whole game playing it as if it was like Grand Theft Auto?
Yes.
I can.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. I might give it a shot. I'll play. I'm gonna play Just Cause 2 first.
I was just about to say try out 2. You can't. It won't hurt.
Yeah,
it's free.
Definitely.
Before you start.
Yeah. Yeah, I installed it. I'm gonna play it before I give like Just Cause 3 a look. But just one of the things. But to answer my question, have I bought my last my last game of 2015? Like I said, I still have an option to pick up my a PS4. I'm supposed to do it today, but I didn't because I didn't really get out the house much.
Now I ask you this: if you get a PS4, will you buy games that you already own, or will you get like?
Well, the thing is, right now I have Battlefront now because of EA Access. I didn't buy it. I'm just using the 10 hours and stuff. Yeah, but when I pick up the PS4, technically Battlefront comes with the one that I'm getting.
Okay.
So
I guess that would count.
So that would account. Will I buy a game after that? Right now, I don't have any intentions. Just Cause is an option. It's just I haven't really completely decided. It's definitely an option, but it's tough. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I don't mind not buying another game for the remainder of the year because I feel like I already played the best games this year so far. I think I already played the top 3 best games of 2015 already.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I think every other game that comes out is just okay. You know what I mean? And but it's crazy that the amount of games that did come out. I kind of don't mind if there's a small dry spell from like January to like March.
No, that's the crazy thing.
You know what
I don't. I have to look at the list, but I don't think anything else is coming out until March, and I think that's Uncharted, right?
Yeah, Uncharted is coming out in March. I think Mirror's Edge isn't Mirror's Edge coming out in February.
I have to look that up. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Because I know Quantum Break is
Plants
April.
vs. Zombies is it April or that March?
They took the date off on the Xbox store, so I don't know when that's coming up.
It's supposed to be spring. Oh, Killer Instinct is March.
Yeah,
Killer Instinct season 3.
Yeah, I would have to. Let me see. Mirror's Edge. That's a tough one.
Yeah, so like I said, it'll be the first time where I actually don't mind it being a dry spell, like for that point in time, because and then of course we're going to get hit with these games that haven't been announced yet that we're going to hear about. What Far Cry comes out early part of the year too. It comes out March or February. The Far Cry, the Primal one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Mirror's Edge is end of February.
Okay. End of February. To be honest, I have no desire or hype on that game. Because I said I ignored the first one because I had no interest in the first person parkouring traverse, whatever that you were doing. Yeah, like is it all melee? Did she ever use a weapon?
Yes, she does.
She does?
Yeah. But it's like, well, when I played it on PS3, it was like you never really had a crazy amount of ammo, but you would use the ammo. And as soon as you use it up, you would like throw the gun at people or hit them with the gun and then toss it and use it as an extra weapon like that. Like it was a good game. Like I'll bring it up later, but yeah, I hopefully they'll bring it to backwards compatibility and I can play it on the Xbox.
Isn't it on the backwards compatibility list? I'm almost certain it's there.
Okay, yeah, it is there. It is there. I'm looking at it right now. It's there. Okay, yeah.
Okay. And what's going on in what's the games that's being added? We know Black Ops and Halo Reach. What was the other games that were being added in December?
It was Halo Reach, Black Ops. I heard a few people on Twitter were saying they were looking into Left 4 Dead, but I think that's not until later on 2016. Oh goodness, I lost the list. Let me see. But yeah, the very next one they bring it out next month, it should basically give a lot of people what they wanted at the initial release of the backwards compatibility.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I don't mind like the games. Like I said, I played I went back to Gears of War, and like I said, I've seen Just Cause. I didn't really get into it or anything like that. I was like, oh, I'll play it once. I guess I mellowed down from the new games that are out, and so we'll see about that. But as far as what else is going on? We have.
Let's see. Oh, did you see that Naughty Dog mentioned they might have one, maybe two more games for the PS4?
Just
period.
Just period, like before they start working on like the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's believable because they make games once every 4 years. Pretty much.
Well, I won't say every 4 years. I mean
every 2.5 years. No, the last game was technically Last of Us. See, the Last of Us, you would think The Last of Us was what came out 2012?
2000. Let's see. When the system came out 2013? Yeah, 2012.
All right, so and Uncharted is due to come out in
2016.
March 2016. So all right, so yeah, every day, almost every.
So they used these last 4 years to fulfill us. You basically got 4 games the last 4 years, but it was games that we already had.
Yeah.
And then let's see. Before that, then I think Naughty Dog had a good amount of games before that though, for the PS3.
They had the Uncharted series and they had the Uncharted series and the Last of Us. And there's only
about the earlier consoles.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the earlier consoles they had, Naughty Dog did what the Jack and Daxter series.
Yeah.
And
well,
yep.
Well, Jack and Daxter came out with.
I mean, would they have one PS4 game maybe, or is it a Vita game?
Oh goodness! I know they had a Vita game. They had. Oh goodness! I'm trying to remember. Like quick. Let's see. Jack and Daxter was one. No, they didn't have a Jack. They didn't have a Jack and Daxter for PS3, did it? No.
No. Okay. All right.
Because let's see. PS3 came out 2006. Yeah, because Xbox came out 2005. PS3 came out 2006. Yeah, it was just Uncharted and Last of Us last gen.
Yeah, and so in Uncharted, they had 3 of them on the PlayStation, and that took up what 2007 to 2012, pretty much, or 2011, 2000. Yeah, 2007 to 2011, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking because maybe you might have had like a remastered package or something that I'm thinking about. That's probably what it was. Yep, that's exactly what it was. They had a 2 or 3 game pack for Jack and Daxter that we released on PS3. Okay.
And then and so in their we know there's a Last of Us 2 coming, but that's probably going to be 2018, 2019, who knows. Yes, that's their last 2 games. Uncharted 4 and Last of Us 2. Yeah. So yeah, right, that's their 2 games. Unless one of those games is going to be one of those VR games, which I wouldn't dare.
I wouldn't touch that.
Yeah.
Because you got to lower it. Because they were saying they had to lower some graphics just to put it at 1080p for the headset. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, and I'm like I said, I've never been really into the whole virtual reality thing. It's just not my thing. I'll just have a controller and a console and a TV. I'm good. I don't need that stuff like attached to my head, looking like an idiot. But and I think we have what's Sony coming out with? Like all these games that have been coming out, most of them has been multi-plat, and Microsoft had some hits come out. What was the big game? We know the Uncharted collection came out. Have you tried that? Have you?
I've halfway through Uncharted 1. I kind of like got bored of it basically because I already finished it on PS3.
Okay.
And there's no added accessory to like multiplayer or anything to play like that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's true.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to play Draft Club Bikes, I don't think
they threw motorcycles in there.
Yeah, they got a game, Draft Club Bikes. It's a standalone. It's $15.
Oh, it's a standalone game. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it looks amazing, but it's still on the Draft Club engine.
I mean, as far as okay, well, was it free? Is it like a free with PlayStation Plus, or is it? Oh, you said it's $15.
No, yeah, it's $15. Yeah.
All right, digital only, or you can buy it in the store.
Digital only.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've had a lot of friends on my friends list that actually picked it up and said they enjoy it. So, hey, I count it. It's a solid pickup.
Okay, all right, that's cool because I didn't even know that game was coming. But okay,
it came out what was the last game show they had? I think it was the same day that Halo came out. So it's been out for a little while now.
Okay,
but other than that, I haven't heard anything. Uncharted collection. That's it.
That's it. And then what about did you play like Dragon Quest Heroes? That game came out in October as well, right?
Yeah, I've given
up on the JRPGs. Had a whole lot of games that came out in the month of October that was like all talked up, and then
all JRPG.
Like, they all JRPG. And how did they like chart, or where did they?
I have to look it up, but I seen in the We Game Here group they was kind of disrespecting some of the PS exclusives. Like they only sold like 600,000 or 400,000, depending on what game it was, and that's worldwide.
Worldwide. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I guess. Yeah. So I don't know. Like, so, but they got but they got Uncharted. PlayStation has Uncharted in March, and Street Fighter. And when's the Street Fighter come out? February?
No, I think
or is that like a June game?
I think Street Fighter's April.
April. Okay.
I'm gonna check real fast. But yeah, Street Fighter.
I feel like the beta has been going on forever.
How do you have a beta for a fighting game? Well, I'm not gonna touch that. But okay, February.
Oh, so it comes out in February. Okay, all right. So it's gonna be pretty much a repeat of this year. Because PlayStation had like most of their games came out like the order. I forgot the order came out this year. It came out in February, and Bloodborne came out in March.
How in the world was the order not in the running for Game of the Year? Jesus Christ, this is ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
the scrutiny here.
The award shows. We talked about the award shows last week, right?
We did not. We talked about what games we thought would be Game of the Year.
Yeah, so Tomb Raider is not nominated for Game of the Year and is better than like half the games that's on that list.
Halo wasn't nominated.
I didn't expect Halo to be nominated after all the shade they gave it, but as long as it's nominated for Best Shooter, I'm right, fine. You know what I mean? That's all that matters. But as far as what you call it? All right, no. This is the problem. It had Metal Gear and Mario Maker on a Game of the Year list. Metal Gear, Mario Maker, Bloodborne's on the list and stuff like that.
Fallout 4.
Yeah. And I expected Fallout 4 to be there by default along with The Witcher 3. But I don't think Mario Maker should have been there. Metal Gear is only there because they got like butt raped at the review camps. Like so,
I think they gotta have a Mario every year in there because wasn't Mario Kart in there last year or something stupid?
Probably. I thought last year's award show was a joke.
Of course, I think it's an every other year type of thing because I think the year before last it was pretty solid, and then the year before that it was a joke as well.
Yeah, but I think one of the categories that had me annoyed was the most anticipated games. Oh goodness! There's 5 games on that list. 4 of them are PlayStation 4 games.
Figures.
And
if Dreams is one of them.
3 out of those 4 PlayStation 4 games, 3 of those games don't have a release date.
All right, let me think. Let me see if I can guess. I haven't seen the list yet, people. So let me see.
But yeah, try to guess. I know the list by heart. It was too easy to remember.
I know one of them is going to be Last Guardian. It has to be. Okay, that's ridiculous. Let's see. Street Fighter 5.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Horizon definitely.
Yeah.
Let me see. I can't see why. Like you said, 4 PS4 game. Jesus, I can't think of 4 PS4 game.
Yeah, because they don't have release dates. But I'll tell you, the 5. This is the 5 games that are the most anticipated. That's nominated. I don't understand how there's an award for a most anticipated game. I don't understand that. All right, but here's the games. You have Horizon for the PS4, No Man's Sky for the PS4, The Last Guardian for the PS4, Uncharted 4 for the PS4, and Quantum Break for the Xbox One.
I don't know what made me forget about No Man's Sky and Uncharted that fast, but yeah, I got it.
No Man's Sky doesn't have a release date and is rumored to be $70.
I remember that argument we had.
The Last Guardian has probably been nominated for the last. This is supposed to come out 10 years ago.
I think they have a record 7 most anticipated awards.
Yeah. And you have Horizon, which I understand. I don't mind that being a nomination because that game looks good and it looks promising. Horizon does look promising.
It just looks different, and it's something that
Uncharted 4 is the only likely one because it actually has a release date. We know it's actually coming out,
right?
And then the fact that Xbox One has more games that has more confirmed release time frames that are anticipated, but they pick. I mean, Quantum Break is the earliest one that's coming out, but forget that there's a Gears 4, forget that there's a Recore, forget that there's a Sea of Thieves, forget that there's a Scalebound, forget that there's a Halo Wars 2, forget that there's a Crackdown 3 that's supposed to freaking blow our minds with this new cloud tech.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, let's ignore all that. And that's why I think those award shows are a joke. The video game award shows are a complete joke. And they become a complete joke to me when Far Cry 4 won shooter of the year, the best shooter, and it wasn't nowhere near the best shooter. Nowhere near.
Not even close.
Generic shooter, first-person shooter game. Generic is all hell. But it won. So that's my beef with that damn stupid award show. It's just like they're irrelevant. Everything's a joke. I can't take them seriously. So if there were other award shows to watch on TV, I'd watch the others. So I'm just gonna watch this award show to see any premieres that they reveal or any trailers or something like that. I could care less of who wins what, honestly.
Now that's the Spike Awards you're talking about, right?
Yeah, the video game awards comes on Spike TV.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm with you on that one. Yeah, I can't. It's sad because I know I'm gonna watch it, but that's disappointing to me.
Yeah, but that's it. So that's pretty much it. So, what's your most anticipated game next year?
Let's see,
probably not nominated.
Of course, it's not. To be honest, it's a tie between Crackdown and Horizon. I kind of want to see how both of those games are going to turn out.
Okay.
Like, I just want to jump on those two games right now. I know I'm jumping on to the other ones, but those are the main two ones that I think is changing around how we're going to look at games, and that's what I'm anticipated for. Not exactly just a specific game.
Mine is Call of Duty Ghost 2.
Here we go.
No, I'm just playing. No, I think all right. I was impressed by what I seen by Scalebound, even though like JRPGs aren't my thing, but Scalebound. See, I'm always about like the first impression. Mm-hmm. Scalebound looks like a game like I look at and I'm like, hey, I think I can get into that. So Scalebound is definitely up there. Quantum Break, I'm interested in, but it's the closest game that's coming out. So I think because that game is coming much sooner, my anticipation always calms down for it until I guess the last 2 weeks that it's about to come out.
Yeah.
So either between Scalebound, I got to see a little bit more of Gears 4 because I want to know who these new characters are.
And how dark is it really?
Yeah.
That showing that they had, it made it seem like it was going to be the darkest game out.
I want to say Scalebound and and Recore. I want, even though we haven't seen much of it, I want to know just from the trailer alone. I just want to know what it's about, and it's supposed to come. It's supposed to be a spring game, so I'm waiting. I'm really waiting for them to show some more of Recore. Hopefully, we get some of it at the Video Game Awards or something like that.
Yeah, I'm waiting on that. More information on that too. That and Sea of Thieves. They have to show something.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let me see. What else can we talk about? There's a few things that I saw. Oh, what about this whole ISIS using PS4s?
I say that. To me personally, I pay no mind to that. You know what I mean?
That was just too insane to believe.
Yeah, like the thing is, I mean, so what? They could have used a PS4, an iPad, an Xbox, a cell phone, a pay phone. They could have used anything. So the thing is like me personally, I don't like the whole ISIS thing is like the way I feel about it. Me personally, I don't really believe like there's an actual like ISIS. You know what I mean?
No,
I think it's all just a fucking ploy. You know what I mean? So I'll leave that to the freaking politics and conspiracy theorists of what's what of this world. So
it's just funny to me how somehow it's always something with the PlayStation as far as like friends. Like I remember back in the day, they had like the pornographic stuff on the camera. Then they had at first it was just the people's information getting stolen. Then it was the pornographic stuff. Then people's information was getting stolen again. Now they bringing up ISIS. Like, what's going on?
I don't know. The PlayStation is, I don't know. Because there's no. How can I say this? There's no. I guess when it comes to privacy, it's not really like a secure thing. Like it's not really secure. Their online database isn't really secure like that. So that's why it's easily hacked. That's why I don't know. I really don't know, man. Why Sony or their console is always caught up into something. Like I think the PS3 had all those damn credit card scams during this time. Mm-hmm. That kind of like put a stale on their network. But I don't know. They got to find a way to improve it.
Yeah, it should be better. But there's too much stuff going on the last 5 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Well, we basically
yeah,
did good amount of stuff.
Yeah, it's our just two people in the 2-man podcast, and I'm kind of pissed off because I just watched the Cavaliers lose to the fucking Pistons.
Oh,
Reggie
boy.
Jackson's fucking black ass, man. Like, come on.
Turn out the lights, you'll see him.
Dude is not good, man. They can't be losing to teams in that fucking division, man.
I don't know, man.
All their losses came in their division. That's crazy.
Anthony Drummond is
Andre Drummond.
Andre, what is it? Anthony?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond is a different beast right now. Because I'm sitting here watching the Wizards going at the Milwaukee Bucks right now, and that was pretty easy W.
Who won? Oh, the Wizards.
Yeah, no Jabari Parker, so it was kind of easy. Okay, I'm looking at the chat. I was wrong by a year off that Last of Us. It was 2013 it was released.
When did it come out? Did it come out? It didn't come out in the fall because the new consoles came out in the fall. When did it come out? Did it come out at the top of the year?
It came out in spring 2013, yeah. And then it was remastered and came out spring 2014.
Oh, well, that was stupid.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I would have saved that shit and made it like my killer app for the PS4. But
exactly that in God of War, even though Ascension wasn't a huge PS3 game, I would have saved that.
Damn, both my teams lost. The Heat lost too to the freaking Timber. All right, I'm done with basketball. I ain't watching another game for like a week.
I said the same thing about football.
Yeah, it's like, dang, man. Like, you know what I mean? See, but the thing is, here's the thing about football and basketball. Football, when your favorite team lose, you got to deal with it for a week. You got to deal for it for a week. When basketball, your favorite team loses, all right, they might have a back-to-back. They might play again tomorrow. You might be redeemed the next day. You know what I mean? Or 2 days. When football, when the Patriots lose, if the Patriots would lost to Sunday, I probably wouldn't be here doing this podcast. That'd be no good. I'd be no good. Like if they would have lost that game, I would have been no good because that's how bad it hurts me when they lose. And like, you know what I mean? So I've been riding a undefeated high for a little while. So it's to the point where if they lose a game, I guess I don't mind because I'm not aiming for an undefeated record again. You know, I'd rather them lose a game or two and take home the Super Bowl championship again. So,
but you know they're supposed to lose that game, right?
They weren't supposed to lose that game.
They're supposed to lose that game. I don't care what you say. Y'all won. They're supposed to lose that game.
They weren't supposed to lose that game.
And I don't like to being a Redskins fan, but
Tom Brady went retro. He went to 2001 Tom Brady. You know, we're going to bring it to where we could kick a field goal and win it like that. Shout out to Cornelius. He's asking, where's Showstopper? I don't know. He's asked that twice. Yeah, he's probably at work. I don't think Showstopper was supposed to. I don't think I promised Showstopper being on the show. You know what I mean?
It's only because of the feud you and Zaire had. That's it.
So because I do a feud about Zaire, magically Showstopper is supposed to appear on the show.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only reason he's asking.
Yeah, I was like, you would think it would be a less chance of him appearing on the show. If you think about it, it'd be a less like him appearing on on the show for the simple fact that of Next Gen's, I guess, issue with me. We don't want to do that again. Last time, my man appeared on another podcast. He faked a feud and to try to troll us.
Yeah, they did the same thing with crap. That's why I was like, I don't believe it. Just let them soak it. I didn't believe none of that crap because the actual first podcast where Show didn't show up, they did say he didn't show up because he had to work. But after that, they never even mentioned it again. So I think that's what happened.
Yeah, I honestly, I really don't care.
Yeah, after seeing them Twitter posts and all that,
it wasn't. I can tell you, it wasn't fake. It wasn't fake at all. The whole fake thing that just coming up now is to save face. It was not fake at all. If it was fake, trust me, I'll tell you, I would know. One way or another, I would know. See, here's the thing about the whole. I think the first time you mentioned with the whole crap gamer one, there was no feud between crap and the Next Gen or anything like that. I think I don't know what happened with crap, but there was no feud. There was like nothing that actually went down for him missing the episode or two.
He has the crappiest internet in the world, so
you know what I mean. There was nothing that happened to where crap gamer didn't show up on I guess a podcast or a video with somebody else, and that Next Gen didn't like, and then you never heard from him. No. You know what I mean? So, but the thing is, it wasn't. So I was like, why lie? But I don't know. That's that. Like I said, that's none of my business. I really don't care. But I'm not gonna sit there and dudes try to blame me for trying to start something, and it's just not my character to do. But I'm not gonna sit there and let people say, "Oh, Kid Smooth this, Kid Smooth that, did this and that and the third," and it's not true. But it is what it is.
But the way you asked him, it was just a simple question. And then he just like went crazy. I was like, oh, yeah.
I did what everybody else was doing. The problem is, like I said in the video, I did exactly what everybody else was doing. If you go back and you watch those 3 podcasts where Showstopper wasn't present, and you see the comments, you see people asking, yo, where's Showstopper? Showstopper kicked out. I'm not watching no more. Oh, if Showstopper's not here, this thing is whack. And blah, 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 blah. You see people saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not, but because I said it, and this is I was saying what I personally believe, but because I said it, it wasn't criticism from a viewer or criticism from a subscriber. It was just hating. It was just me hating. It was just me trying to stir the pot. It was me trying to be an opportunist or me trying to get something out of it because it was me. But if it was the next person, it is no big deal. And that's where I think it wasn't fair. So people will look at me and say, oh, you don't even watch our shit. You know what I mean? You never watched our podcast before. I'm like, well, if you go, I'm pretty sure there's a part of my videos where you can check my like videos and you can see all the 300 videos I like. I guarantee you about 30 of them are probably the BGSC podcast. So I don't care if you think I watch it or not. The thing is, I only know shit because I watch it. So otherwise I wouldn't had to listen to people talk shit about me if I wasn't watching the podcast. But it is what it is. Like that's just how they do it. You know what I mean? Everybody, I wasn't the only one that was asking about Showstopper or voicing my opinion about Showstopper. The thing is, what people don't understand, Showstopper is a real cool dude, honest person. Like,
yeah.
As far if you look past the funny shit he do on YouTube, like just being in the party with him and gaming with him and just having like conversations, just one-on-one conversations, just talking about like life. Mm-hmm. He's a cool dude, man. So I've always gravitated towards Showstopper. I always had. He's the closest one out of that whole group over there. I've been closest to because he was the one that's easiest to reach.
Yeah.
I
agree with that.
I met Next Gen first. He introduced me to them, but Showstopper was the easiest to reach. And so during that whole thing was going down, I was talking to Showstopper. When I was talking to Showstopper, I wasn't talking down about any of them or anything like that. That's not my style. I wasn't, and Showstopper would be the first to tell you I wasn't, you know what I mean? I was just like, damn, like, did you really like not know? Like, or you just didn't get a link, like, what's going on? You know what I mean? And just tried to see, like, well, whatever, I was like, you got a lot of support. You're going to see that in the next coming weeks. I told him that, and, so a lot of just people just trying out, but the word is that like I'm hating, I'm being an opportunist, and I'm trying to break the group up, and I'm spreading lies, and I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
I just thought it was unfair. And the thing is, as a fan of the podcast, well, I'm not a fan no more. As a fan of the podcast, though, I didn't watching like. If Showstopper wasn't going to be a part of the podcast anymore, I personally believe that the podcast as a whole, not the individuals there, because I like everybody's individually. I go for everybody's channel for different things. The podcast as a whole, I thought would have lost my interest as far as I thought it would have been boring and stale. Like I said, I don't have any issues with the Mooch. I love the Mooch's channel as a content creator. He is like he's top notch. Tim Dog's a cool person. You know what I mean? I even go to Crap's channel for his stuff, and we all watch Zaire for his shenanigans and shit. But I was talking about as a podcast as a whole. Like the thing is, I was watching it way before there was a Mooch and a Tim Dog in the podcast. I was watching it when John Doe was there, and like Warrior, and they had who else was they? Oh, when freaking Gamer Nate. Wasn't he like part of it? Like that's
a few times.
Yeah, Gamer Nate. I was watching it back then when Gamer Nate was on there, so I got to see certain changes in the podcast. You know what I mean? I didn't react this way when John Doe left. You know what I mean? Because John Doe was either here and there. You know what I mean? But Showstopper, I was actually, I'm actually cool with, and I would like to believe he's cool with me. But when every time anybody has a fallout with Zaire, you don't know how many friends you're gonna lose. But it is what it is. But that's pretty much all I gotta say about that situation. I just the thing is, for anybody who was watching, people got to see all the stuff that was being said to me or about me on Twitter, and then people got to see what was being said about me in the last episode of BGST, and people got to see what's being said about me on one of his recent videos. And because people, what happens is people run to you and they start calling you names and start accusing you of shit, and without knowing the half. So I wanted to clear up any dirt that whatever he tried to throw on me. And the thing is, because what I see what he likes to do is like he'll create this like drama, and then what happens, something will go wrong, and somebody will say the wrong thing, and the next thing you know, there's a guilt trip video, and then everybody's feeling sorry. And the thing is, I'm never gonna go at somebody personally or sit there and continue to do videos about somebody
family
or bring up. Yeah, that's not my style. Like, I mean, I'll debate you to even. I don't care if I'll debate you about video games without having to look at facts before I start going at people personally. You know what I mean? I wouldn't do that, because this is the one reason why I don't have like my kids or my lady in any of my videos, because I don't want nobody to have an opportunity to attack someone that's not there to defend themselves. You know what I mean? So I don't do that. Stay away from that. I won't do that to you. I don't want nobody to do that to me personally. And I know his grandma comments he be doing, and is like all a part of his stupid ass gig, which I don't understand why he calls people weirdos and then he says weird shit. Me personally, I have a great relationship with my folks. You know what I mean? Especially my grandma. You know, I love my grandma. So and when he says shit like that, but it's one thing when he's saying it in a video and he's just saying it generally, but when you're saying it to me, but you're saying it with anger and animosity, and you're actually trying to come at me, it makes me look at it differently. Exactly. And then he was saying there's some disgust and shit, and I just couldn't rock with it. I was like, man, I can't fuck with the dude. So and so, but like I said, I wasn't going to sit there and take the route that he chose and go ham on him like everybody else do. I just wanted people to really look at the shit that he was saying and just say, hey, this is the guy this is the guy that you guys be co-signing, and this is the guy you guys are, shooting me down because my disagreements. You guys will give him a pass for him saying this, but I'll get hell for me calling a podcast stale and boring. You know what I mean? Come on, how serious it is. You know what I mean? So,
like my mom used to say, like you can like people as much as you want, but the true personality and the true side of them will come out, and it has come out.
Like, yeah, you see it. You see it.
Yeah, you can honestly say that no matter how people perceive this guy, we can just bring up a small conversation and just see how he really is. Like everybody posts up Twitter like, "Hey, how you doing?" And man, grandmas, man, what's wrong with you? I said, "How you doing today?" Goodness gracious.
Let me tell you guys like a few things. Not to extend this podcast, we generally don't go over it as long, but let me tell you, because it's a one-on-one, we can actually have a conversation. So the thing is, I don't know, because he got me blocked on Twitter, so I can't have his tweets. A lot of people are taking pictures of tweets, sending it to me. So like he will say we backstabbed him, and I don't understand how I can be a backstabber. Now, Big Irv, how long? I don't know how long you've been watching me or when you found me. It's been a good while, but how did you find me through Next Gen?
I actually found you through, oh goodness, I think I might have found you through Darian.
Through Darian? Oh yeah, out of all people, you found me through Darian. No. Here's the thing, because the thing is, when you say people, I backstabbed him or something, because the thing is, he for some reason he believes that he bought me out, like he was responding on YouTube or something like that. Like I came up under him. I've never been on an episode of BGST. Never. I've never ever been on an episode of any of their podcasts. You know what I mean? There's a few things people have done for me. Showstopper gave me plenty of shout outs. I mean, I remember Crap Gamer, he put one of my Dance Central review on this channel, which I was honored for him doing that. Like I appreciated that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But the thing is, when he says I backstabbed him, what did I ever do to actually backstab you?
Right.
People criticize people used to criticize this LTG podcast for the people. I had a whole completely different panel. People used to criticize this podcast for the people I had on it, for our topics, you know what I mean? All the time. And it came from rather subscribers or other YouTubers, and I never looked at it at any certain way. I still get shaded because Sad Man Dan is not on the podcast anymore. You know what I mean? You know, so and I guess I've never took it personally. Even my video, some of my earlier videos, the quality and stuff, or some of the stuff I said, say if I left out something, or if I misquoted something, or say if I left out some facts, or if I said something wrong in the videos, other YouTubers came at me like, oh, you said this wrong, or come at me on Twitter. And the thing is, I never took it harshly.
Yeah, so, like just a small point out. Yeah, okay.
It was a small point out. So I don't understand what I did to backstab him. What am I doing to back? Is it because I said, hey, if Showstopper's really gone, then I think your podcast is going to suck without him? Is that backstabbing? Or is it because
man, get your grandmother in the house tonight?
Yeah, or is it because who I've been surrounded by? It's like ever since like a lot. And here's the thing. All right, so I'm also on the Weapon Wheel podcast, right?
Yeah,
and a lot of people tried to put this strain like, oh, because I'm on a Weapon Wheel podcast, that I'm just like, he rocking with them. I'm automatically just talking shit about the dude or something like that, because the Weapon Wheel podcast is usually hosted by a lot of people he doesn't like.
Yeah. Okay, now I remember. Now, I found you through BG, not
You found me through BG. Yeah. Now the crazy thing is, here's the crazy thing. When I came out, not when I came out on YouTube, when I first started watching YouTubers, I only know of 4 people when I discovered gaming on YouTube. I've always been on YouTube as a viewer for many other things, but when it came to gaming, first people I found were Next Gen, BG, Crap Gamer, and Red Dragon. Those were my rotation of 4 people. That's all I knew. Reached out to Zaire because he was, I think, the only one. Red Dragon was kind of, the news. I reached out to Next Gen. He was the only one really that was doing anything for like Xbox, but he seemed like the only one reachable to reach out to. Like, oh, he'll probably respond. And I reached out to him once, and he put me in a Skype call, I think with John Doe and I think Showstopper or something like that. Introduced me to everybody, told me to join his the Bang Bang group. Joined them, got to talk to some of them, and I just asked him like, how would I get started in the YouTube like? And he said, you gotta do this. Oh, you guys, everybody had their 2 cents. Oh, you got thick skin and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, it's like cool. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Always till this day, still always had respect for everybody. And then I started doing my videos. I was just always did my videos, just kept doing videos, and most of my videos were done on a Connect, and I would still do them if I didn't move because the lighting in my apartment sucked. But started doing videos. Obviously, all my videos was pro Xbox. You know what I mean? So that's how I kind of fell into that category. So a lot of people, I guess he resorts to that time, but there was never a time where I begged or I asked him to be a part of BGST or be on this podcast. There was never a time I asked him to do anything for me. I do appreciate him, taking the time and inviting me to the Skype call. But the thing is, what I'm not understanding is what I'm doing today becomes me stabbing anybody in the back. You know what I mean? Like I said, after that day, he hasn't done anything for me, and I haven't done really anything for him. I always treated everything as like, me personally, I've never been, this is my team or this is my side. I'm on this side. I've always kind of looked at the community and I looked at everybody, see what everybody's doing, and see different niches. I was like, oh, I like what this dude doing here. Oh, this dude's cool here. Oh, this is a different crowd. I always want to have an open circle. I don't want to have I want to have a bridge anywhere. I want to be able to go do any type of video and be able to collaborate with whoever I want to. Right. And in this community, and to this, and this day, in these days, in this community, you can't do that. You know what I mean? You cannot do that. I think episode 3 of the Weapon Wheel podcast, I think I was removed. I was kicked from Bang Bang Facebook group. And I'm like, the thing is, I ain't like I did anything wrong. I didn't say we, in WWE, we don't talk shit. We haven't talked shit about. I mean, of course, and I haven't said anything negative about Next Gen at this point. But I was removed from the Bang Bang Facebook group, and I'm like, damn, why I got removed from? I was like, what did I do? You know what I mean? So it's I don't know, it's crazy. But this community now, like I guarantee you, I tell you, after that video I did yesterday, and a lot of people think I'm doing this because I'm doing it to be an opportunist. That's what their favorite words are, is because I'm being an opportunist and I'm trying to get noticed. I was like, no, if I was doing this to get noticed, I would have done this shit the minute Showstopper did appear on the VGST like that second week. I would have done something if it was really that big of a deal. You know what I mean? But I let this man talk so much shit for about 3-4 days before I actually did anything. Yeah, because I was like, man, this dude, he just losing it. He bipolar or something. I don't know what it is. I was like, I'm gonna let him rock because he get hot and then he'll calm down. But after like day 4, I'm like, it's already Monday. I'm like, this dude's still talking shit. No, I was like, fuck it, forget it, I'm done. You know what I mean? And that's the only reason I did a video. It wasn't because I've been planning or plotting to do a video on this man. I was like, no, I have no reason. Videos like that and videos about people, there's nothing in it for me. I have nothing to gain. I don't make any money off of it. It doesn't get me anywhere. It doesn't do anything for me. You know what I mean? So it was just like, I'm not going to just sit there and just let this man just trash me all day and talk about me like I'm nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the thing is, this could have all been avoided for everybody who was watching that episode of BGST podcast. I was there in the comments. I was communicating with everybody in the chat during the last episode of BGST. I was there. And the minute they brought my name up and started talking down on me and started talking bad about We Game here and shit and me, I immediately said in the chat, invite me, say this to me, let me like defend myself. If you guys are gonna start making up stories for me, let me speak my piece. So they ignored the chat. I don't want to do that. And I immediately went to Twitter, and I was like, I tagged Zaire, I tagged Tim Dog, I tagged him. Just like, let me in, let me defend myself. I don't want to hear nobody talking about me, and then I can't go in and retract. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And Tim Dog brought it up in the podcast. and Zaire did his no fuck that nigga, no, he ain't letting him in here, did that shit. That's what he did, and I was like, that's coward. You know what I mean? If you're not going to sit there and say it to me, no, I don't. Then that it was coward. So if they would have bought me in and we could have hashed it out or say what we needed to say, we couldn't even hash it out. As long as if it took us arguing back and forth, but speaking to me personally, I wouldn't have no need to do a video because I would have said what I needed to say there, and he would have said what he needed to say.
Right. Well, I know it ain't over, but I hope it's over, man, because it's basically just stupid. It's just dumb.
It's for me. It's over. I have no reason to do another video. I don't care whatever he says on Twitter or on YouTube. I have no other reason to do a video because the next video going to be about him saying whatever he said. It doesn't matter. I'm not doing another video. Like I said, it's not my thing to go back and forth with another person. At the end of the day, I just really want to get back to what I do best, is playing video games and making people laugh and making people pissed off for other dumb reasons. So it is what it is. So it's just that it's just after a while, if you notice, there's plenty of other videos about me. And you notice I don't respond to any of them. But this dude was doing a marathon on me over the weekend. So I just figured, whatever, you know what I mean? It doesn't hurt to give, your side and express how you feel, but it is what it is, So we keep it moving, but it's been a good episode. Kid Smooth, Big Irv.
Yes, sir.
Let's Talk Games podcast. We gave you the games. We gave you a little bit more detail behind what went on over the last few days, but we all good. Kid Smooth, Let's Talk Games podcast. We about to log out. You ready to go?
Let's go.
All right. As I always say, Xbox is the best box, and I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We out. Thank you for watching.